It's the Groucho Show, brought to you by the makers of Old Gold, Spin Filters, who invite you to test for taste and discover the best taste yet in a filter cigarette. And here he is, the one, the only...
I have a couple of friends of mine that I want you to meet. This is Kennedy, and this is Nixon over here. That's their names, you know. This may sound mysterious, but through these pigeons, we're going to tell you the name of our next president. I'll tell you all about it in a few minutes. It's very interesting. Now, George, what's the secret word for tonight?
Well, I think we'll have to ask another pigeon here, or a duck. There it is.
This is the secret word, and if any of our couples say it, they'll win an extra $100. Before we meet our first couple, here's Vane Smith to tell you something you should know about cigarettes. Nixon and Kennedy. I think the one with the green top is Kennedy. This must be Nixon. He looks 3 years older than Kennedy. You know? Well, smile, boys, smile. You're running for president. You know, in a big election year like this, everybody makes predictions. And now everybody's making guesses about the election. There's no reason why I shouldn't. Now, Adlai, you tell them what we're going to do tonight.
Adlai?
Adlai, yeah.
I was going to say that these pigeons, whose names happen by sheerest coincidence to be Nixon and Kennedy, happen to live in Washington, D.C.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Didn't you really?
Pennsylvania Avenue?
No, I don't know exactly where, but we're going to turn them loose somewhere maybe several hundred miles.
That's what I plan on doing with you.
You're turning me loose. Anyway, we were going to see which one of the pigeons will win the race to the nation's capital, Nixon or Kennedy, you see.
So far, I'm following you, George. Go ahead.
Well, first, we have right here the man who owns the pigeons from Washington, D.C., Mr. Maynard Durity.
How do you do? Now, which one are you, Nixon or Kennedy, huh?
I'm,
Your name is what?
Maynard Durity.
Oh, what is that?
Maynard.
You're kidding. Nobody
Durity.
has that name. Maynard Durity?
Yes, sir.
Now, how long have you been interested in pigeons?
Practically all my life, Groucho. I'm a member of an organization of about 11,000 members.
All pigeons,
And,
are they?
No, members of our organization,
Oh.
American Racing Pigeon Union. And it's a hobby, and these birds are very intelligent. They have a marvelous homing instinct.
Now, let me get this straight. You're going to release these two birds, and the first one to arrive in Washington is our next president. Is that right?
No, sir.
Assuming a pigeon can be president.
No, Groucho. We will, after the show, we're going to take a plane and fly to a point in Richmond.
Richmond? Why Richmond?
In Virginia, rather, to release the birds.
George, would you come out here a minute? Would you mind explaining how this pigeon poll is going to work, George?
One of our NBC special events crews will be waiting in Washington, and when the pigeons come to their loft in Washington, why, they will take photographs of the one who arrives first, and that one will be our president, either Kennedy or Nixon.
Well, anyway, if you folks out there want to know who's going to be our next president, just watch our show next week. Of course, with our luck, somebody's cat will get loose and eat up our next president as soon as it lands. Well, so long, Maynard, and good luck with Nixon and Kennedy.
Thank you. Nice meeting you, Groucho.
Nice seeing you. Now, look, I know pigeons don't have anything to do with the outcome of an election. We're just having some fun. But there's one thing I do know. You, the voter, have everything to say about how an election turns out. And the real result is up to you and you and you and what you do in the voting booth on Election Day. In other words, whatever you do that day, be sure to vote.
Groucho, Joy Harmon, and Laverne Boss are standing by to talk to you. So, folks, you men, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word, divide an extra $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. Joy Harmon, that's you, huh? Yes. And you're Laverne's boss, is that it?
Baus.
Baus.
Groucho. The name is
Your name is
B-A-U-H-S.
Baus?
Yes, sir.
I think Joy is a very appropriate name for a pretty girl. Are there any more at home like you?
Well, I have a sister by the name of Gay.
Oh, that's pretty good, too. Huh? Between Gay and Joy, you could have a wonderful time. How old are you, Joy?
I was just 19.
Oh. I'll tell you what you do. You're pretty young for this show. You come back later on, say in about 40 years.
Okay.
Could you do that?
Yes.
And you're Levine Boss, huh?
Laverne Bouse.
Laverne Bouse.
Yes, sir.
You don't mind if I ignored you when you came out here?
Not at all, Groucho. As a matter of fact, I was ignoring you a little bit.
Well, that makes it a mutual admiration society. Does everybody call you Levine, Mr. Boss?
No, sir. Groucho, the handle is Red.
Red. What line of work are you in, Rusty? I'll call you Rusty because if I called you Red, we'd be investigating. You know, people are very jumpy nowadays. You know that?
I don't know what to say. Yes.
You don't have to say anything. Just stand there. What line of work are you in, Mr. Levine?
Ionosphere physics, Groucho.
No, come again. No, what's that? What is that? What do you say?
Ionosphere physics.
Well, I do too, but I mean, what kind of a job do you have?
Well, it's the investigation of the ionosphere, which is located from 50 to 250 miles above the Earth.
Ionosphere? Does everybody own a sphere, or is it just redheaded fellas?
No, it's there for everybody. Radio communications uses it mainly.
Oh. Now, where do you study this Ionis staff, Rusty? Is that in some saloon on Main Street?
Well, no, Groucho.
Skid Row?
Actually, the last place was the South Pole in Antarctica.
Well, is this some sort of a polar expedition you were on?
Yes, Groucho, there, we was down for IGY and USAR.
IGY? You don't have to spell it. I'm over 21. That spells Iggy, IGY. Now, who is Iggy? Did he go with you on this trip? Could you love a man whose name was Iggy, George?
Well, I guess so. I don't know.
What about if it was Oogie? Could you love a man named Oogie?
Yes.
You could love any kind of a man, huh?
Yes.
Oh, that's nice. What about me? What do you think of me, Iggy?
I don't know you too well.
No, well, that's the way to know me, too. Don't ever know me too well. You'll find I'm a wolf in sheep's clothing. Now, who is Iggy, Rusty?
Iggy is the International Geophysical Year, Groucho. And,
you haven't said anything yet, you know.
well, it is one of the programs that was worldwide where we were able to correlate scientific information throughout the world.
Well, Rusty, I want to ask you something, Mr. Levine. Doesn't it get pretty cold at the South Pole?
Yes, as a matter of fact, it does. Our warmest summer day was -6 degrees below zero. And then, of course, in the wintertime, that was in the summer. And in the wintertime, it got down to -110 degrees below zero.
Isn't that where the sun comes in the
Do you ever do that stuff in
Thank
high
you very
school?
much.
Enjoy what you did? That was the secret word, sun. You said sun.
Oh.
You know, the land of the midnight sun. You were going to say something about it. What was it?
Oh,
Do you
I just
remember?
thought that half the year it's sunny and then the rest of the time it's night. Is that true in South Pole?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just wondering. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just heard that
that's
from
very-
someplace.
Who told you? You know, you should have taken Joy with you when you went to the South Pole. Because she'd have warmed things up in the winter down there.
We realized that a little too late, Groucho.
Yeah. If you'd have taken her along, you wouldn't have had enough ice left for one highball. How many of you, would you like to go to the South Pole with Mr. Levine?
Well, I always had it wrong though, because I thought the South Pole would be it'd be so warm there, but it's not.
No. Both the poles are cold. In fact, I used to know a 10-foot pole. He came over from Warsaw, and he was freezing. Well, how many of you went on this expedition?
There was 17 of us, Groucho.
17.
Yes, sir.
Wouldn't you have rather had 16 and Joy along?
Well, yes.
How many girls were on this expedition?
There were no girls, Groucho. There
There
was
no
17
girls at all? You're 17 men?
17 lonely men, I might
And
add.
how long were you there?
I spent a year and a day at the South Pole.
Uh-huh. And is that why they call you Rusty? Because...
No, I'll still stick to the hair, Groucho.
Would you consider your expedition to the South Pole a scientific success?
Very much so, Groucho. It's
Well,
perhaps,
what did you achieve?
Well, Groucho, it's perhaps the only place on Earth where we can investigate science and have a complete understanding with all nations without going through government...
Nonsense.
I didn't say that.
I said. Well, let's get back to you, Joy, and about time. Are you in school, Joy?
No, I graduated from high school.
High honors, I presume?
Well, not too high.
Uh-huh.
I never did care for high school too
No,
much.
are you going? How did you like kindergarten?
No, don't get me wrong. I did like high
No,
school.
well, I know, but you going to college now?
No, I'm working.
Well, don't you like school?
Well, I never did like it too much. I never had too many girlfriends, in high school.
Is that what you go to high school for, to have girlfriends?
No, but I don't know. I like my work better.
I thought they go to high school, to have boyfriends, in addition to getting an education. Couldn't you make friends with the boys?
Well, they'd always bother me because, I don't know, they'd whistle and stuff, and I didn't like that. And I just didn't like high school that much.
Well, you didn't want the girls to whistle at you, did you? No. Well, the girls usually consider it a compliment when the boys whistle at them. That's a sign of approval.
Well, I was on a silly thing. Marilyn Monroe was very famous then, and I always wanted
You
to...
think she's washed up now?
No, but I always wanted... She just, became very famous, and I always wanted to copy and mimic everything that she did, and I used to dress like her in high school and all that, and it wasn't too good.
Well, I would say it's a reasonable facsimile. And the boys did whistle at you, huh?
Well...
Why would the boys want to whistle at you? I don't understand that.
I guess because I was dressing like Marilyn Monroe.
Uh-huh. I don't see how the boys could whistle at you. I should think it'd be impossible to whistle when they all have their tongues hanging out. What are your plans, Joy? Are you planning to hook a rich husband and retire early, or do you usually stay up till around midnight?
Well, I'm not planning on getting married for a long time.
What's that?
I'm not planning on getting married
You don't
for a
listen
long
to
time.
anything I say.
I didn't get it. You said to stay up around midnight?
No, I forgot what I said. It was trivial, and it wasn't of any importance. Well, what are you going to do? Are you going to get married to a rich man?
No, because my career right now, I don't want to...
Career?
Yes, I don't want to get married for about 10 more years, maybe.
I know. You want to be in show business, huh?
Yes, sir.
You sit here.
You
Why don't you sit here and ask me the questions? Everybody's trying to get my job.
Oh.
Would you like to do that? Try it. See how good you are.
I'm going to ask you questions.
Now, I'll be a young girl in high school that all the boys are whistling at, huh?
A young girl in high school?
Yeah. Well, I'm taking your place now, you see. Doesn't she get pretty eyes?
Yes.
Thank you.
She certainly has.
Are you sorry you're married?
Well...
I mean, you wish you were dead or something?
Frankly, I liked it better just a little while ago when she was standing here.
Okay, I can tell you. Get up there, boy.
Okay.
Well, I got rid of her anyway. Don't you ever plan on getting married, Joy? You're just going to live this kind of monastic life.
Yes, because
Like
I
Audrey
love it.
Hepburn, huh?
You saw me in Make a Million. I saw you from the curtain.
Make a Million? What's Make a Million?
You saw the show Make a Million from on Broadway. And I
Were you in that?
And I saw you sitting out. We have a hole in the...
You were in that?
Yes, sir. I played Sam Levine's secretary.
Oh, you were wonderful in that.
Oh, thank you.
You and that fella that worked with you, that young skinny
Bernie,
guy.
remember that?
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Well, I didn't know you were an actress.
Yes, sir. We used to watch you, watch the people out in the audience, and we have this hole, and we go up there and look who's the celebrities out there tonight, and you're sitting about the fourth row
Yeah, I
back.
had a good time. came back
and
later.
And you laughed all the way through, too.
Yes, I did.
You liked it, huh?
Had some wonderful scenes in it. Could you do the cheerleader thing that you did?
Oh, okay, but Let me see if I remember.
You
Can
want
I
it
take
down
my
there?
shoes off to do it?
Take everything off. Just get out. No, this is America. Go right down there.
Okay. T-E-A-M, yay, team! T-E-A-M, yay, team! Come on, boys, and slap your stuff! Follow, touchdown, ain't enough! You got to win, don't say you can't! You gotta come across my fight, team, fight!
Good night. Oh, it was wonderful. My father wanted me to be a tailor. What a jerk I would have been, huh? I had no idea when you came up here that you'd been in that show. I bet you'll never go to the South Pole again, will you?
My thoughts weren't there at that moment.
You're going to have a big career in show business because you're a good actress. And
thank
look
you.
good. Is your sister in show business, too?
Well, she's working as an extra. She's at Central Casting, so she works as an extra.
Now, do you plan on getting married in the near future?
No, I can't really think of marriage because I think it's more important if you want a career, you have to really work at it and stick to it. And when you think of marriage, it kind of takes you away from...
Yeah. Takes you away from your husband. Yeah. Those noble, innocent dreams of youth.
Maybe soon, but not
Joy,
for a
my
while.
guess is some shining night in a white convertible will come riding by and carry you off to his castle in some housing project. Joy, my advice to you is be prepared for marriage. You never know when it'll sneak up and hit you in the back. Suppose you suddenly fall in love and get married. Are you qualified to be a housewife?
Well, my mother's...
No, not your mother. I mean, you can't both marry this fellow, you know. Your mother's probably got a husband, hasn't she?
I think so.
Well, you might...
No.
You might ask her sometime when you're home. Maybe you could come home unexpectedly and trap her.
What I meant to say is I think I could become a housewife, but my mother's married. I know that.
Do you always slap your thighs when you're talking? I thought maybe you were going to fly out in the audience. Wait a minute. This reminds me. George, would you come out here a minute, please? Fenneman. Would you send somebody to my dressing room for that questionnaire I've been saving? You know, I think it's in the overcoat of my other suit.
All right.
That big ulster I wear, you know, when I come down here. I always wear an ulster with months with an R in them, because you never know when you're going to need it.
And I think right now we could use the time while I'm getting the questionnaire to have a message from our sponsor.
A message?
Well, let's take a minute to hear from Vern Smith about Old Gold spin filters.
I have this questionnaire here that we copied out of a magazine. It's for single girls who are planning on marriage.
Okay.
Can you make a meatloaf?
Gosh, Mommy makes a good, she could help me.
You mean, see, if you marry this mythical knight, your mother can't come in and cook for you. She has her own problems.
Well, I could get the recipe from her, and it's pretty easy, I think.
Is she good on meatloaf?
Oh, she's got a terrific recipe.
2, can you manage a household on a budget of $35 a week? And if so, what would you spend it on? Now, break this down into...
Well, gosh, what kind of man? If $35, he's going to earn $35 a week?
Yeah.
That's pretty little, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it sure is. Now, suppose your husband, he has to work late. Are you afraid to stay home alone at night with that dance that you were doing before?
Well, if we lived on $35 a week, I guess we'd have to live with my folks, because you couldn't get a place. Couldn't get a place.
In other words, your mother would be back doing the meatloaf just the same. Well, Joy, I'd say you pass with flying colors. I predict that when you get married, your husband will be a very happy man. That is, if he's an ex-mess sergeant in the Army, runs a laundry, and is president of a string of banks.
But now I think we'd better see if you can accumulate a little nest egg. So, George, come in there and let's see if they can win some money. What
right.
category did they select?
Cities and small towns of the United States.
Okay,
right.
Joy, you know, these are 3, 2, and 1. You got to win 5 to get a crack at the big money. Fire away.
200. Oh, you mean I pick anyone from here?
Yeah, these are the 3. These are tougher. These are less tough. These are the easiest.
Okay.
And this
All
is
right,
the forest primeval. For $200, in what state are Bay City, Saginaw, and Dearborn?
Michigan.
Michigan is right. Now you got $200.
And 3 more chances to make 5.
Okay.
For $200, in what state are Norwalk, Stamford, and Waterbury?
Oh, that's where my hometown, Connecticut.
Connecticut. You live in 3 cities?
No, but no, Connecticut's my state,
Oh,
rather.
Connecticut. Can you spell it?
Connecticut.
Put it out there.
You now have $400 and 2 more chances to make 5.
Okay.
You excited?
Yes. Oh, this. But
Did you ever think you'd be on this show?
No.
Yeah.
No, but we always watch you though. That's my mother's. You're my mother's favorite.
Yeah. I'm always a mother's favorite. For $200, in what state are Fort Dodge, Fort Madison, and Sioux City?
Iowa.
That's right, Iowa.
And you now have 600. Oh, did you really? You now have $600.
That's where all the lawyers live, in Sioux City. You're not listening.
You're going for 3 this time?
You know, there's a lot of lawyers live in Sioux City, George.
Sioux City, a lot of lawyers, yeah.
You need somebody to punch it up for you. For $300, in what state are International Falls? I played there. Mankato, I didn't play there, and Winona. International Falls, Mankato, and Winona.
Do you want to say it?
Minnesota.
Minnesota's right.
And yes, and you now have $1,200 besides. And which means, of course, you'll be back in a little while to try for $2,000, $5,000, or
I'm going to ask you
$10,000.
something. Why do you hug him when it's my money? No, I'm angry.
Thank you very much.
You know,
I had
you...
this hand standing there and I couldn't do it.
Oh, blame it on me, swell. I was a yellow.
Yeah. You were yellow in every store. But congratulations. We'll see you later,
Thank you so
Joy.
much,
huh?
Mr.
We'll see you later. You're going to get a chance at the big
Goodbye.
money. Goodbye.
Our contestants will try for the big money in just a moment. You know what this is? It's the styling comb that's going to help you style your own hair. And here's the booklet that shows you how. And here's how you can get them both. Joy Harmon and Laverne Baus won $900.
Watch your line.
And they're coming in right now to try for $10,000. Folks?
Hi.
Hiya. You're back again, huh?
Yes.
All right, now you understand this game?
I have to stay
You
asleep.
pick a number from 1 to 10. For 10 grand, and we'll put it up here.
Okay, shall I pick my number? Oh, 8.
8. Put an 8 up. Now you pick one for 5,000, Red Dog. Is that right, Red Dog?
5.
Now, if neither number comes up, and you get the proper answer, the correct answer, you'll win a total of 2,000, right? Now, one of you spin the wheel.
Go ahead, Joy.
Okay.
That's a shame. Close, but not close enough. Well, you're going for a total of 2,000. The former Miss Nancy Langhorne, Langhorne of Virginia, made history by becoming the first woman member of the British Parliament. For a total of 2,000, tell me by what name she's known today. If you don't know, guess. Take a guess.
Langhorne?
Well, that was her original name. Well, here's the answer. It's, read it out.
Lady Astor?
Lady Astor.
Lady Astor.
Very well-known parliamentarian. I'm sorry you missed it, but you wind up with how much?
Oh, we had so much.
How much money did you win?
I don't know. You said...
How much? $1,000 with a secret word? Well, you each won
Oh, that's
$500.
so wonderful.
I'm glad
Thank
you won the
you so
money
much.
because you're a
Thank you.
good, talented actress,
Thank
and I'm
you
sure you
so
need
much.
it.
And, George, be sure they each get their carton of Old Gold spin filters before they leave.
Thank
And
you.
give my love to your mother's meatloaf, huh?
Good night until next week, and no matter which of our products you buy, tell them Groucho sent you.
The Groucho Show has been brought to you by the makers of Old Gold Spin Filters, who invite you to test for taste and discover the best taste yet in a filter cigarette. The P. Lorillard Company, makers of Old Gold Spin Filters, would like to remind you that October is United Fund and Community Chest Month all over America. When it's time to give in your community, give generously once for all. Give the United way.